Hi, guys, I'm Bhakti, and welcome to the new episode of Red Receipts Off, where I discuss interesting stories about my life and some people that I know want to share it with this world. Today, I have a question for you guys. Did you ever think that I want to quit my toxic job and just move to the mountains and not tell anyone anything? I actually myself had this job which I quit in 1 week because it took a toll on my mental health. If you relate to any of these statements that I just made, today's episode is for you. Today's topic is about how to figure out your way out of a toxic job or dead end job where you can't find progress or you can't find any kind of growth. So, I was recently talking to a friend. She's trying to quit her job since almost a year now. Just can't get themselves to do it, because maybe they are stuck in the familiarity or the safety of their current job. Just something is not giving her the courage to just get out of it. She's trying to find a new job, but since she can't find a new job, she's not being able to quit her current job. I know this person very closely, so I happened to just ask that person very formally. I said that I want to put this in my next episode, and she was more than happy to oblige. These are some of the things that her, and she told me about her current job, like what are the situations that they are facing which is making them want to quit, or which is making them feel that this is a job that is not giving them satisfaction. First thing was toxic work environment. Bosses are endlessly demanding, never satisfied, barely appreciative. The colleagues that she has, they want to pull her down instead of like grow together. No concept of work life balance, because overworking has been normalized in the organization since one can remember. So these are like the toxic work environment things that like she told me about. If they reach office, like a basic thing, like if they reach office and leave office on time, it is considered being privileged and not efficient at what you're doing. Like if I am reaching office on time and I'm doing my entire day's job and I'm leaving office on time, shouldn't you be happy that they're making the most utilization of working hours? What is overworking before or after working hours is encouraged, because that's how growth is achieved. Because सब ऑफिस के टाइमिंग के पहले या बाद में करना होता है, तो ऑफिस के टाइम पे क्या करना होता है? Hustle beyond boundaries. So there is no work timing. You're supposed to work as and when work is around you. Multiple job profiles are being worked on and executed by one person because that's how it is. If you've hired a person for a certain role, and if you burden that person with more job profiles, they're obviously going to get overwhelmed and they are not going to be able to do what they are doing like as their own role or other people's job also well. I don't know why companies don't understand these basics when they're hiring, or at least give a heads up when you're hiring somebody that you'll have to do anything and everything. Even though one person is doing the job of multiple people, there will be no increase in the pay, which is so unfair. Like if you are making me do the job of like three different people, I'm not saying pay me like according to three different people, but I should at least get paid a little more than what I was promised, because I was given this job because like I was told that this is your role. So I accepted the job offer. But then you're saying, okay, now you'll have to do these two more roles as well, more profiles as well. So increase the pay, na? But then companies are just like, okay, no, this is a part of your job. Like, it's we just added it to your role. The things that she particularly explained about her job that were problematic, that is problematic to her, and that's why she wants to get out of it. Now here are a few things I noticed about her, like in this 1 year that she's been trying to quit her job. I've never seen a feeling of contentment on her face, or like when I speak to her when she gets a job done right. Like if she's done finished a particular job given in hand, she's just relieved that सिर पे से एक टेंशन हट गया, like a to do list has been ticked off. She's never happy that, oh, I finished this task, which is a very not a good feeling to have, because life is not all about ticking off things. Like, I know people, OCD people like me, who love ticking off things from their to-do lists, but life is not about that. Life is also about, like feeling happy about doing something. That, oh yes, I finished this job and I did it right. I've never seen a feeling of contentment in her. No happiness when they've had a productive day at work. Like, it's just a tiring day. It's never a productive day, which is, I hope you understand the difference. Like, if there's work that constantly tires you and doesn't feel productive, you will automatically start feeling mentally very dull and very lagged behind. No great working relationship with colleagues except for a few. I'm not seeing her going out or like telling me that, I did this with my colleague today, or like we had this sort of a meal or lunch or dinner or whatever. No great working relationship. Completely different personality at work. Like, I've gone to a few, like events that she has with her work, and she is in general such an outgoing, funny, full of life girl. I love being around her. She's always making me laugh. But when she's around her colleagues or she's around her work people or in her work setup, very dull, very nervous. I'm not saying at office events you're supposed to be like funny and friendly. No, but you're at least supposed to look happy and you're supposed to like be yourself. You're in work setups, very dull and like very nervous all the time. They never actually really enjoy what they're doing, except when it comes to what they were hired for doing, like creating ideas. That's what her job was. That was what she had taken up the job for, creating ideas. Obviously, she does not enjoy the rest of the job profiles that have been burdened her with. That's just overworking and not something that she was hired to do. So there are some reasons why, which they, few of them, like she's told me, and few of them, which is what I feel, is why she's not being able to quit. Firstly, so they want to have a job backup in hand, which is very, you might feel after hearing this entire story that, yeah, nothing is more important than being happy and all. But most of us, especially Indians, are brought up that in a way that's, we feel safety is more important than being happy or being content. Having a backup job, having a continuous income is any day more important than you being happy at the end of the day. And this is something that I noticed, that her current job is so busy, like because she's being continuously overworked. She doesn't have the time to apply for new jobs, maybe like sit back and decide that maybe I want to do something of my own or start something of my own. Just so busy that at the end of the day, you just want to kick back, watch a few things online, or like read a book, or like do what you like doing, or like play a game, like play badminton or something. Like, they just don't, they're so busy and they're so overworked that they don't have time to find the switch. Job application abhi khud chal ke nahi aayega na. You have to find the right kind of job, you have to apply for that job. That's what they're not being able to find the time. Current job gives minor perks and praises, which any job does. Abhi tumhe itna sara kaam de diya hai, to tum karoge na bhai. That person is content and happy, like that small doses of dopamine where that person feels, oh, I was appreciated today, I deserve to treat myself, and like, they'll go ahead and like be happy about it, which is great. But at the end of the day, the main problem is that you're not enjoying what you're doing, and you are not enjoying your current job, and it's like a toxic cycle which is never ending. So that is one more reason. And fear of failure, like, like I've advised her to like quit and then find a new job, so that you have enough time, first of all, and that finally, when you know that it, that pay is not going to come every month, and that you have to find a new job or a new source of income, that's when you will be scared enough, and that's when you will be motivated enough to find another job. Until you do that, you are just going to, first of all, you're going to be overworked because you're not going to find time to do it. And secondly, you'll always find excuses that, okay, I have this now. When you don't have a backup, when you are jumping into the river directly, that's when your real potential will come out, and that's when you'll be able to find what is right for yourself. This is where, like, I come into the picture, and where I thought, I am no saint, or I am no knowledgeable person. I am knowledgeable, but not very much. But this is what I think a few of the solutions could be if you also are stuck in a loop like this. So these are subjective solutions. It might work for some people, it might not work for some people. But the idea of this podcast is to try and help as many people as I can. So I hope these solutions kind of help you out. The first solution would be recognize the problem. You really need to know whether the job is the problem, or the people are the problem, or the pay is the problem, or you are the problem. You need to recognize what your problem is. Second would be, once you recognize the problem, if it is an internal factor, like you really need to sit down with yourself and you need to find the time. Like I know most of the people say time kahan hai, and ऐसे टाइप की जॉब में तो और भी टाइम नहीं है, but you really need to sit down with yourself and figure out if it's an internal factor. Like, is it the pay that is stopping me, or is it something that I like doing what I'm doing? And if I don't like it, is that why I'm performing bad? So that should be the first step that should be taken. That if it's an internal factor, sit down with yourself, recognize it, and act towards it. For example, I just don't like the profile of this job. So then that's an internal problem. You cannot blame it on external factors and then be like, my office environment is toxic. No, that's not how it works. You don't like your job. That's why you're not enjoying anything related to it. So that's what will happen if you internally assess yourself and if you find out that's an internal factor. Then when you recognize and you find out, when you recognize the problem and when you find out that it's an external factor, like say suppose a colleague or a manager or like a group of people, or just the office environment, I would suggest, as like, might not be as easy as it sounds, but if you never try, you'll never know. That maybe if you tell that person or if you tell that group of people that, you know what, you doing this, your actions are causing this problem for me, and that is why I'm not being able to perform at work, or I'm not being able to enjoy what I'm doing, I'm sure they will be nice enough. I'm sure they will at least realize what they're doing is wrong. Until they know that, they will not know. Even if they know that, see, if they agree with you and if they work on it, your problem is solved. But if you don't tell them, they don't recognize it, what they're doing is wrong. It's going to be a pattern for them also, and it might pass on. Like, you might quit and like find a new job, but the next person will have to face the same problem. So why don't you break the cycle and finally go and tell that external factor, like if it's a human, that this is the problem. If it's like an abstract problem, why don't you address it to the company and tell them that this is the problem, which is why I'm not being able to perform well. And the worst that can happen is that they'll say no, and that you don't have to be here, but at least you'll know that you've addressed the problem. So this is what I feel that should happen if an external factor is the reason why you're not being able to perform well at your job. None of these work for you. Like, internally also you've assessed yourself, okay. Externally also you've assessed yourself, fine. At the end of the day, you're like, yaar, ye sab chodo. Mujhe काम में मजा ही नहीं आ रहा. I'm not enjoying what I do. You're not meant to be at that job. Then you're supposed to leave, and like leave ASAP. Maybe there are some people who want your job and they might do your job well, and maybe there is some job opening or there is some opportunity waiting for you where you will excel. Quit and move on. Like, you need to stop being in that pattern of toxicity and familiarity. You need to break that to finally move on to better things in life. So if you can find time to work for extra hours, then why can't you find time to sit extra hours and apply for more jobs or look for new opportunities, is what I feel. So what is your priority here? See, what I have learned in my life through my personal experiences, through my professional experiences, is that life is too short to be sad and demotivated. Bro, tomorrow something happens to you. Your job, yeah, obviously your colleagues and your manager are going to be sad, but that something happened to you, but they are going to be more sad that there is nobody to do the job, and they're going to look for the first replacement. They are not the ones that are going to be concerned about your well-being. Your family, your friends, your partner, they are the people who are going to be concerned about your well-being and about your physical or mental health. So why given so much of time to a job that will replace you just like that? Nothing, no job, no work, in fact, is more important than your own mental health. I've learned it the hard way, and that's why I'm telling you this. I'm being very honest here. I'm all in for the hustle culture. I'm all in for being efficient at work, doing things, doing multiple things, multitasking and everything. But if you're not enjoying it, the main thing is you should enjoy what you're doing. If you're not enjoying it and plus you are not being valued also. Then what is the point of it? Like, you should at least enjoy what you're doing. Chalo fir value nahi kiya, no problem, but at least I'm having fun in what I'm doing. It's the other way around. You are valued but you're not enjoying what you're doing, then it's fine. That is also okay, because at least you're being valued. Like, you are, they're respecting you for what you're doing. But here you're not enjoying what you're doing also, you're not being valued also, you don't even think that you are being paid well. So what is the point of being here? Like, why not? Like, there are many other things that we can do in this world, job wise or like work opportunity wise. Why not try something that you are actually good at and you will be happy doing? Nothing is more important than your mental health. So on a closing note to this episode, I'd like to say that, guys, this was just one example of what my friend is going through and she is dealing with, and hopefully she will come out of it better. But if you are also stuck in something like this, on in a loophole like this, I hope that this episode has helped you in finding some direction, and has given you some hope that okay, there are people like me who are stuck in bad office cultures. Hope this episode kind of gives you the right perspective or the right way to go about it. All I would like to say is that I saw this episode of Bridgerton where there was this dialogue that was said that life is meant to be lived. So if you're not getting to live your life, guys, life is too short. If you're not getting to live it happily, then please escape from wherever you are. Find happiness and find contentment. Stop looking for comfort and safety, because that is not going to help you in the long run. I'm not saying you're not supposed to be safe. Of course, you're supposed to be safe. But if it's a pattern, if it's a cycle of safety and you're giving up on your happiness for it, there's no point to it. So I hope this episode helps you and gives you some direction in life. And please reach out to me if you have any similar kind of stories that you would like to share with the world. And like, share, and subscribe. I will soon come back to you with a new episode. See ya.